Hello, everybody, and welcome to Summerween. This is CLX Foundry Live, and I'm your host, DJ Blue PDX. Joining me live from our studios, our scary studios over in Wichita, Kansas, we've got our lead technical expert, Paul Steffens, and our master builder, Zach Killingsworth.
What up?
Gentlemen, we've got another one of those amazing, possibly evil possessed PCs.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So, we're going to be doing this for, I believe, Dakota in Indiana. In Brazil, Indiana. I didn't even know there was a Brazil, Indiana. But before we get into all the parts, let me just go over the quick things. I know a lot of you are going to be here for codes. You can catch codes on the streams here. You can catch codes on our socials. That is YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, or Threads. You can possibly find codes in our Discord, discord.gg/CLX Gaming. And you can find them on my streams, which is just DJ Blue PDX. So, with that being said, keep your eyes out, because you never know when they're going to drop. And what are we putting in the box?
All right, so going inside of this Oracle, starting out with our processor, we've got the AMD Ryzen 7 9850X3D.
Nice.
To cool that, we've got our CLX Quench 360 AIO in black with RGB. For our motherboard, we've got an Aorus X870 Elite Wi-Fi 7. And for our memory, we've got 2 sticks of G.Skill 16GB DDR5 6000 speed. For our storage drive, we've got a 1TB Kingston NV3 NVMe M.2 drive. And for our case fans, we've got 10 of our Game DS Aeolus M2 in black. These are the fancy RGB ones. For our power supply, we've got the MSI Mag 1000 watt 80 plus gold fully modular. And for our video card, we've got the Radeon RX 9070 XT. And this is all going inside of the beautiful Oracle build.
Oracle. Now, the Oracle's only here for a limited time because it's Summerween. It's like Halloween, but in the summer where you're not getting rained on or it's cold. This was an incredible design by Kyle and Nicole, and it's one of the most beautiful cases I've ever seen. And we've got a couple others that are also around, but it's only for a limited time, and then it'll be back for Halloween. So just, you want to grab it, there's your purchase times. Yay! All right. Dirty Yankees in the house. Hello! As Universe. AZI and Universe. You know what? I just screwed your name up so many times. I'm just going to call you Universe. I am Die2. Welcome in. And Kilobro3-2. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. It's T1D3. I feel like you're related to
the Tide Bot.
to R2D2. Welcome in, everybody. So glad to see we've got some first timers here. And don't forget, we've only got, this is the last week of the giveaway. It ends on Monday, and we will announce the winners on Tuesday during stream. So, get all the codes you can get. All right. First things first, we're going to be jumping into our motherboard, which is actually gorgeous. I love this motherboard. This is a Gigabyte X870 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7, which is incredible. And now I'm going to do these in a lot of order, Zach. So we've got our Q flash button on here. And then you've got your HDMI port, 2 antenna connectors, 2 USB 4 USB Type-C ports. What? We'll talk about that in a second. 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A ports, 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, and then just in case you need them, 4 USB 2.0 and 1.0 ports. It's got an RJ45 LAN, optical split out connector in case you want to be using something cool, and 2 audio jacks. Nice. Okay. So, Paul.
Yeah.
I mentioned something that I am going to have to do some research on. What is USB 4?
It's just the fastest version. They're basically Type-C connections right there. I think we all know that as 3.1, but the Type 4 is just basically the big thing there is faster transfer speeds. That's really the biggest thing.
Device charging up at 240 watts. That's a lot. 240 watts. That's awesome. All right. Yeah, speed operates baseline at 20, 40, or 80. There you go. What's even cooler than that, though, is our AMD processor that we're going to be putting in this little guy. This is going to be an AMD Ryzen 7 9850 X3D. So, Paul, tell me a little bit about this processor.
This is an 8-core, 16-thread processor. Obviously, from AMD, it has a base speed of 4.7, and it will boost all the way up to 5.6. So, an excellent gaming processor here.
Nice. Awesome. Now, it has the final monikers of X3D. We see X's sometimes, but what's the difference between a 9550, a 9550X, and a 9550 X3D?
So the biggest difference here is going to be on that 3D part, and that's AMD's ways of vertically stacking the cache. So it's basically stacking the cache on top of the CPU die, and if you're not familiar with what the cache is, it's basically a small amount of memory that's directly connected to the CPU. It's actually under that heatsink that you can see there, and the more space you have on there, the bigger the cache, the better performance you're going to get.
Which is awesome. Now, this is a Ryzen 7. There are other versions of this, but this is going to be paired up later on with... I should ask that question then. I'm just asking now. Based on the power of this, how is this going to work when it comes to the 9070?
Yeah, so this is going to pair really great with the 9070 XT. It's kind of our favorite card that's out on the market right now. It's probably the best bang for your buck card. So it's going to pair really well with that.
What you just saw Zach doing is pulling that piece of plastic off of the pump for the AIO. If you're building your own PC, this is one of the reasons why we explain all these things, is in case you're building your own. Joey Wheels, hello. I finally gave in. Hi. So please make sure that you pull that plastic off if it doesn't come with the
thermal paste.
Darn it. The thermal paste already attached. So how do you know if the thermal paste is going to be attached, Zach?
There's usually going to be like a plastic cap over it to make sure it doesn't get wiped off in in shipping, or you'll get like a small little tube of it in with all of the other hardware.
Nice. All right. Michael Miller over on the YouTube side says, hey, since my PC is a Cybertron PC, are they made on the same planet the Transformers were made on? I don't know. Ask Optimus Prime. There you go. Let's see. Reveal the giveaway codes. We will do that in a minute, Possible Hawk. We will possibly do that in a minute, Possible Hawk. Shout out to Dreamweaver. Hi. Baylor Buzz. Hello. Welcome to the show. Now, while we've been talking, I've been talking, we've been seeing Zach attach something to that AIO pump. What did you just attach to it? And what are some keys to keep in mind if somebody's trying to build their first PC on their own?
Yes, so this is an AIO or an all-in-one, and most all-in-ones are going to come with the hardware to mount up a red processor or a blue processor, and we just want to make sure that we select the proper equipment for whatever processor we have and install accordingly. So that was just me installing the AMD hardware because we do have this pretty AMD.
So since you brought it up, let's talk about that AIO. An AIO is a way of cooling your CPU. There are several different ways to cool the CPU that you can find. Paul, what are they?
Yeah, so the two most common is going to be liquid or air. What we're doing right here with this AIO is a liquid cooling solution. This is called a closed loop because this AIO comes out of the box with fluid already in it. You just attach the correct mounting hardware like Zach did, and you're good to go. You don't need to do any maintenance on this or add any fluid or bleed any air or anything like that. Another way of cooling your processor is with air cooling. So that would be, you guys have probably seen air coolers before. They're basically a block of metal with fins cut into it to dissipate the heat, and then a fan on top to help get rid of that heat.
We are working on the sound. It says, yes. Sound is very bad. We barely hear you. We're going to try to shout, I think.
Let it all out.
Oops, that is not the button that I meant to use. Wow, you ever hit like an F key and all of a sudden everything just goes wonky? That's what just happened to me. So there we go. Next up, JP, hello. Smokey says, yes, we're working on the sound, sir. it is fixable. Okay, so while we're getting that fixed, for those of you interesting, for those of you who are still here, we're going to talk about RAM next, and that's not just something that you drive as a car. It's called RAM for a reason. This is going to be two 16 gig sticks of G Skill. This is DDR5 6000 Ripjaws. These are awesome, awesome sticks. You can get them in various different sizes. Sound is now great. Oh, of course I'm loud. It's my whole job. Be loud. All right. So when you're popping it in, the first place you want to pop is slot 2 and 4. Not 1 and 3, but slot 2 and 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. Zach, why?
Because our motherboard manual tells us so. When our manual tells us to populate in bays 2 and 4 or populate our NVMe drives from the top, we listen to it. Why? Because it has been programmed to read that bay first. And so if nothing's in that bay, then it's like, yo, homie, what are you doing here? And then you're like, well, we're trying to build a computer and play some video games about it. And then you might have to change something and put it in the right spot.
So if you got 4 sticks, you can put them all 4 in. But 2 is 2 and 4, which is kind of an easy way to remember it. Now, when it comes to positioning the pump on the board, how do you know which way to position it?
So typical rule of wrist, the tubes are going to be close to your memory modulars, but there are some manufacturers that have them on other sides. So that's where we would revert to their the AIO manual or the imagery from the company for how they have it, how they want it laid out.
Excellent point. All righty then. Moving to the next thing is going to be our hard drive. Well, it's not really a hard drive. It's an M.2. These are little sticks of gum that carry a lot of data on them. For this one, we're going to be using a 1 terabyte Kingston NV3 NVMe M.2, and that's going to go under that little top part. Things to remember when you're putting on your heatsink: take the stickers off first. Why is that helpful?
Heat transfer. Plastic is a retardant. It doesn't help, or it doesn't allow the transfer of temperature, so it will cause the temps to get there and then stop, and then your system will run for about 5 minutes and then be like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna turn off.
So also it might melt.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the last show, about how important it was to take all of the stickers and plastic off of the graphics cards, because those suckers get hot. Speaking of hot, I got a brand new top temp the other day.
Oh.
I hit 74 on the CPU and the GPU.
Oh.
Is that okay? How dangerous is that?
Not dangerous at all. That is
Woohoo!
These are,
perfectly normal.
Matthew McConaughey. This is a rookie stats. Got to bump those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Smoke? What's up, GP Stunman? Mini Cos Gaming. Hello, welcome. And the Dirty Yankees in the house. Oh, yeah. All right. So when you're going to be playing and messing around with a motherboard, you're going to need standoffs. Those are the little things that Zach is putting in right now. Paul, what do standoffs do? Why do we have to have them?
So standoffs separate the motherboard from the frame of the chassis. Now, some cases are going to come with some pre-installed. You probably saw these 6 that were installed, but they didn't have the 3 on the right. So that's what Zach is putting in. You definitely want to make sure you got these standoffs in the right locations, because if we put them in one of those holes that the motherboard doesn't have a hole, it's obviously going to make contact with it and cause it to short out.
There we go. And for those of you who are watching, we've got our first code. It's a code. It is going to be CLX, that is the prefix, dash, and it's going to be SMVX. So Sierra Michael Victor X-ray. if you're wanting the phonetic thing for it. So that's worth an extra 50 entries, which is awesome. We also have A and B codes, and those codes are worth 100 extra entries. And then the dream codes are worth 200 extra entries, which is awesome. And the more entries you got, the closer you get to winning. I'm really excited and hoping that somebody from here who's watching wins it. So because there weren't 3 standoffs under the board, Paul, does that mean you can put different size boards in this?
Yes, you can. So this is an ATX chassis. That's the form factor. If you're configuring a PC, you're going to want to match your form factor on your motherboard to your case. So we have an ATX motherboard and an ATX case. But since this is an ATX case, we can fit smaller boards like an MATX or an ITX in it. But if you have an MATX or an ITX case, you cannot put a full ATX board in it.
Gotcha. And to figure out where those standoffs go, you gotta have to wing it and look at the manual and figure out the spacing.
Yeah, you want to look
But
at the
they should already be.
You can lay your motherboard in and see those holes and make sure they line up. And a lot of cases nowadays have either an A or an M printed next to the standoff hole, so you know whether it's ATX or an MATX hole.
Don't forget, if you've heard something here that you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask questions. We love questions. Questions about PCs. You got it. And there's no such thing as a stupid question. You want to know why? Because in a boardroom, when they couldn't figure out what to do for the next film, an intern said, "What about Sharks in a Tornado?" $5 billion franchise, because he was kidding. So there's no such thing as a bad question. Now, we've obviously got some fans put on there. That's how the radiator is going to cool. But my question is, how do you know which side to put the fans on and which direction to put the fans?
So typically you're just going to have fans on one side of your radiator, and you're going to want air to be pushed through that. So that's called the push method, which is how we have these fans set up. So air is going to enter this side of the fan, push it through the radiator and out the top of the case. If we had them on the opposite side, that would be the pull method. And in some rare cases, you can have fans on both sides, and that would be called a push-pull.
Yes. Push pulls work if you can fit them in there, I'll tell you that much. And these are, of course, part of our 10 Game DS Aeolus 120mm black in RGB fans. We got a question coming in from the YouTube side. Owen wants to know, he says, "Yo, is the i7 14700K a good matchup for the 9060 XT?"
Yes, that would be a good matchup. It might be a little bit more powerful as far as bottlenecking goes on the 9060 XT, but it will work just fine. So if you already have that processor in your system or you're configuring one on your own, that is just fine to use.
There's going to be a new Shark, I believe so, actually. It's going to be Sharknado, what, 6 or 7? And if you've ever watched them,
to Fast and Furious series,
they're hilariously bad. They're intentionally bad. It's just great. Yeah. Okay. Darn, I was gonna ask a question. Oh. Yeah, no, I lost the question I was gonna ask. My bad. Sorry about that. But hope that was the answer you needed, Owen. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. And now Zach is putting the wiring in. So this is kind of important when it comes to cable management. Cable management is, in my opinion, one of the hardest things to master when it comes to building a PC. It's kind of wild. So Zach, what are some tips when you're installing this like you are?
Yeah, so there are 3 groups of cables in every computer build. You have your fan cables, you have your case cables, and you have your power cables. Your case cables are going to be what these guys right here are, which is your HD audio and your USBs and your power cable, and then having your fan cables, and then the power cables. I like to make building computers a lot easier on my life and do things in groups. So I will do just the case cables first, then we'll move on to getting all of the fan cables plugged in and tied up, and then we'll finish with our power cables. And by doing that, that helps to alleviate any troubleshooting issues to where we don't have to undo everything. We can just undo a little groupo.
Captain Dread, first of all, welcome to the show. While I grow, exclamation giveaway, thank you so much. If you want to know more about the giveaway, type exclamation giveaway. Captain Dread says, a new PC without cable management is like having pants with no pockets. And you're not wrong. That was the first time I built a PC was, geez, it had to have been 15 years ago. And I got all the parts, went to assemble it, and I got it assembled before I realized, oh yeah, I have to plug things into this. I had to remove that motherboard 6 times to try and get things to fit where they needed to go. It was awful. I showed Zach and Paul and Hayden just, I think he probably grabbed the table in absolute anger. He's all about cable management. Now, one of the neat features about this case, as you can see, is that the motherboard doesn't sit directly on the back. It's what we call a 2/3 or 3/4, depending on how you want to view it. So why is that a thing, Paul? How does that help the performance of the PC?
So that is a design that we've seen quite a bit. A lot of it goes into the general aesthetic of the build. You get kind of the fish tank style where it's all glass here in the side and the front. But having that motherboard sit that way allows us for room in the back for a bunch of stuff. So we've got great cable management channels back there. We can put our extra 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drives along with our power supply that's going to go back there. So our power supply is what's going to sit in this hole right here. And it's going to bring air in from the side that Zach's working on and spit it out the back. So none of the heat from the power supply gets into the main body of the case.
That is awesome. Nicely done. So, Minos Gaming says, like women's pants. Yes, basically. What's up, Omet? Glad to have you in here. Now, we've got a great question coming in, or just a comment from Baylor Buzz. Says, very nice, beautiful design for the case. I agree. 100%. I agree. It's in my top 3. And right now, it's jockeying between 1 and 2. Dendog79 gifted a sub to Galactic Gold. Well, first of all, thank you for that, and welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Now, when it comes to this may be a smaller case, but we can still fit 10 fans in there. So what is that going to do for the performance of the PC?
So with 10 fans in this case, we're going to be pretty much maxed out on fans. So we're going to have a ton of great airflow in here, which is going to help keep our motherboard cool, our video card, and all the other components inside there really cool so that they can stay at their boost speeds to give you great performance while you're gaming.
And so there's going to be 6 blowing in and 4 blowing out, 3 of which are going to be blowing out through the radiator. So this is going to create a very positive pressure system. What is that, and why is that important?
So positive pressure just means we have more air coming into the case than we do leaving it. So more intake fans than we have exhaust, which is the ideal way to set up your machine. The reason for that being is all the air that's coming in is going to come through where this case was engineered to have it come in. So it's going to go through all the right filters so you're not sucking in a bunch of dust. If we had this case set up in a way where we had more exhaust fans than intake, so we'd have more air leaving the case than coming in, that creates a negative pressure inside your case, which causes a vacuum, which in turn causes all the dust and pet hair and cat hair to be sucked in through all the little cracks and crevices, all the little holes that you see throughout the case. So we're trying to avoid that. That's the main goal.
And I can verify that. I have a push-pull on mine, and which means I have 13 fans total. I've got 9 blowing in, 4 blowing out.
Yeah, a ton of airflow in there.
Yeah, it's windy. Okay, I took the front off just to see how much airflow there was. Oh my god. Yeah, things are gonna stay cool. Okay. Now, as we're getting this going, we've obviously got to put our 3 on the bottom in just a second. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this is look at the feet that your PC has. If they're short or if there's a platform or whatever, so that you know where the best place is to place your PC, because it might surprise you that it's not on the carpet. Paul?
Yeah, so the feet on your case are actually very important. They're not there for just aesthetic purposes. Even though it's only about a couple inches in length on the feet, that creates a gap between the bottom of the case and the floor, the desk, or whatever you set this on, so that you can get good airflow in through the bottom, since one of the main intake areas of this case is the bottom.
The airflow. If you have to put it on carpet, put it on something on the carpet. I have my stream PC on the floor, but it sits on 4 little ceramic sample tiles, just little ones, and that sits on top of a wire rack. Real simple, real easy. Minicost Gaming responded to Kristen. Christiane says, you don't need to manage cables in their pants, though. And Minicost says, you're right. Thankfully, we don't. Well played. Captain Dread says, I like this small case. I like when components fill the interior and leave too... Wait, what? And they don't leave too much space unused. Yep. I like it. I have a giant one because I never know what I'm going to have to add to it later or change out of it. And right now, if anybody needs a kidney, I have 2, and I will sell one for a 5090 in white.
Ooh, okay. I always like that.
That's my savings plan. If for some reason I ever go broke, I've got body parts. I'll sell them.
There you go.
It's a joke. Please don't sell your body parts. Hashim is in the house. What's up, dude? Maybe. There's a cardboard piece or wood plank and set it up on it. Yes. Also, that works. You know what's sad, Hashim? It never occurred to me to just put it on cardboard. Wow. Kitty money is not enough for the 5090. I'm afraid you're probably right.
Dang.
All right.
The price of kidneys has really gone down.
Right? Now you can get them as beans.
Yeah.
So while Zach is finishing up...
So does this have to be a brand new 5090 or a slightly used 5090? Because are you giving a brand new kidney, or is your kidney slightly used?
Mm-hmm.
My kidneys run perfectly well.
All right. Okay.
I just got my blood work back from my doctor, and they said yes. Kidneys might get you RAM. Valid. Absolutely valid. All right, so we've got the case going in, but I want to talk now about what is sitting in front of Paul. We've got our Radeon RX 9070 XT 16 gig. So when the first question came out about with a 9070, I was thinking of NVIDIA. But that's not the case. This is an AMD Radeon, and I want to know more about it.
Yeah, so right now this is our favorite card that's on the market here. This is the Radeon RX 9070 XT. This specific model is from ASRock. It's their Challenger card. They do have these available in white if you can find them. When they first came out, we had a ton of whites, but those obviously sold out really, really quickly, but you can still find them. So I'll go ahead and get this card unboxed. Really upped their game on these stickers. So this is our 9070 XT. I'll get that a little bit closer once I get this box out of the way. But as you can see, it's a triple fan model. It's going to have great cooling. We're going to have 3 display ports and 1 HDMI for our outputs. 2 8 pins to power it. We'll go ahead and get all these covers off of it. Really clean looking card. I think this is one of the best looking 9070 XTs out there.
Paul only likes them because of their team player names.
That's right.
They got all the good names.
Oh yeah, yes. Yes, we are a hockey fan, Purgy. That is for sure. Hockey season's coming up. We got, hopefully it's a good year for us. We'll see. I just want to make the playoffs.
It's Purgy.
But yeah, we got our boy Will Smith
Yeah.
on the Sharks.
Nice. So, she mentions that last year it was the 4070 Ti Super. This year it's AMD. How many have changed? Ooh.
Yeah, times
Good
have
question.
changed. Radeon's really knocking it out of the park. The NVIDIA cards are great too. No, nothing against them, but bang for your buck, I do like the 9070 XT the best right now. We gamed on a 9070 XT, I think last week or the week before. I was playing Forza 6. We're going to be doing that on this PC after the build as well. And I was super impressed with the 9060 XT.
It was cranking it.
So I got a couple questions and then a slide story. First of all, that's a big card. It's a triple fan. You got all the plastic off. Remember when we talked about plastic, people? Take it off because that card gets hot. So what's the weight on it? Because sometimes you get heavy cards, sometimes they're lighter cards.
It's not too bad. So most of the weight on a card is going to come from the heat distribution source. You can see the actual length of the PCB ends right here, and everything else is just heat sink with fins cut in for these fans to take away. So it's not super heavy. So I wouldn't say you need an anti-sag bracket for this to give it some extra support. Yeah.
Hello, Victoria, over on the red side. Welcome to the show. So now, oftentimes we'll see cards that have completely different sizes, and you can get a 4-stack on these, which we've seen a couple times. So what is this? Is this a 2-stack or 3-stack?
This is a 2-stack. Now it's still going to take up. Oh, my mic finally fell down. It stayed up there for so long. So it's going to take 2 slots, but you can see the fans stick out a little bit more. So it's really going to cover about 3 slots. But yeah, and as long as the Panthers aren't winning, I am good. I will root for a team. My backup team is the Minnesota Wild, because my cousin's from there, and that's his team. So it was cool to watch them in the playoffs last year, or this year.
Are they
Nice.
just the Panthers, or are they not the Snow Panthers?
They're the Florida Panthers.
Oh, man. I feel like there should be rules and regulations as to if you're picking an animal, it's got to be a cold weather animal.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The Utah, they're the Mammoth now, which is pretty sweet.
That's sweet. We want to do the card?
Sure, or I can get the power supply out too. I'll do the power supply.
Ooh, the power supply. How are we going to punch this thing with power? Charlie Dodgers. There we go. Clean Bits is in the house. What's up, mean business? Could you give this away to the coolest boy in the chat? Oh, I'm ineligible, unfortunately.
We could, but it wouldn't be you, brother. Just kidding. Sorry.
I'm the meanest. Victoria, hello. Now, we're pulling out here is a power supply, and this is one of my favorite styles of power supplies because it's modular. Paul, what the heck does that mean?
So modular means that none of the cables are pre-soldered in. You can see this is obviously our power supply brick right here. We've got these ports for our cables to plug in, and then on the back, this is where our power cable is going to go in that you plug into the wall. So these modular power supplies are great when you're building because you don't have any extra cables that you've got to worry about bundling up and tucking away somewhere. So that's why we like building with these. However, I always like to tell people if your budget's tight, go with a non-modular power supply that has all the cables pre-soldered in because they're cheaper and you won't lose out on any performance while you're gaming for them.
Speaking of which, we've got a code. Actually, we have a double code. It's 2 different AMD codes. The first one's going to be E93Q. That is Echo 93 Quebec. The other one is AMD dash Echo Papa 6R. That is EP6R as in Romeo.
CPU.
There we go. So now that's a total of 200 because those are each worth 100. So now you've got 200 more entries for coming to the show. Very happy to have you here.
Oh, we have 2 CPU. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought they were both on that one. So there's 2 CPU.
Want to do 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just scroll up, Pink Diary. Just scroll up.
And SATAs.
1 SATA. Or 1 SATA
Boom,
cable.
boom, 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 boom. Now there's a ton of cables that come with a modular power supply, and it can get kind of confusing. So what's the best way to make sure that you've got the right thing in the right hole for the right reason?
So your motherboard's always going to need a 24 pin. That's the big one that we've got right here. And then we're always going to need some CPU power. Some motherboard have a single 4 pin, some have an 8 pin, some have an 8 plus a 4 or an 8 plus an 8. So you want to look at your motherboard and see what you need there. And then the next thing is to look at your video card and see what power connectors this one takes. This one takes 2 8-pin powers. You can see right up here. And this case, or this power supply, comes with plenty of cabling for that. Now, it does come with the 6+2 cables that have a pigtail on the end, which would be okay to just plug one of these in and use the pigtail to power it, but we're going to use 2 cables so that it gets better power delivery to the card.
There we go. Now, already mentions there are 2 CLX codes as well. Must be 2 for Tuesday. And yeah, that's why it's Tuesday. It's also Taco Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Taco Tico, baby.
Taco shop.
So
Taco shop is
I
the
went to
goat,
my...
but Taco 2 is a good backup.
You guys know I have a regular weekly Sunday brunch with my housemate and usually friends. And it's at one of our friends' restaurants. And it is some of those amazing Mexican food I've ever had in my life. The birria, extraordinary. The mole is made fresh every week.
That's amore.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It's awesome. So I had what they call a breakfast bowl for the first time. It's, you know, like a taco salad bowl, but in it is beans, excuse me, beans and rice, then lettuce, then vegetables, and then an egg. And two eggs popped on top with guacamole on the top of it. It was awesome. Yeah. Hopefully not lettuce. There we go. Captain Dread says, with the prices going high, it will be hard to own a decent PC. In a few years, I believe we will have only a media box connected to Windows Cloud and play from there, like NVIDIA GeForce Now. It will be more targeted for gamers who can't afford a new PC. Well, I feel like there's going to be lots of options in the future. Speaking of options, Paul, I want to advise you on something not to do in Forza 6.
Yes.
I was one of the testers for Forza 6 when I was working at Microsoft, and there's one, and I think it's in Cologne, Germany. There's this one spot where you're coming down the hill, and there's this really tight chicane. I mean, we're doing 180 degrees, and there's a giant gravel pit in the back. Well, I clearly missed the turn, landed in the gravel, started spinning it out, and then I thought, hey, let's spin cookies. And I started going around and around. The Xbox was designed at that point for single frame every time you go. So you've got the rocks, you've got that, and you're spinning so fast, it can't create frames fast enough. And all of a sudden, it just went dark.
Oh, no.
It shut down, and I'm like, woohoo! So about that problem, and we went to reset the Xbox. No, I literally killed it. It was dead. It's just like, well, this is garbage. Thanks. So don't do cookies down in places. They've mitigated that mostly, but it can cause some little bit of wah from the system.
We'll see a...
What was the CLX code? Heart and Soul. If you can scroll up. Although, I don't know, can you scroll up if you just joined chat?
I think it depends on how long it's been or how many chats have come in since. So maybe you can see it. We'll see if we can break this PC on Forza today.
Please don't break this.
I'm going to try to.
Hashi mentions, don't be a doomer. China's building its own I was going to say lithograph, but it's
Lithography.
Listen, they're building a machine. So before you know it, the prices will stabilize, or you can buy Chinese equivalent parts cheaper. There we go.
What is...
Bender can't scroll up either. I'm sure somebody in the chat possibly has it, or you can ask Ivory very, very...
Lithography is a
Ivory's
lithographic
super
print
nice.
making
He can
process.
put them back in the chat for you if you ask him politely.
Mm-hmm.
Do.
Ivory replies, "No soup for you."
No! Okay.
Oh, did you guys see that the Sandlot crew is making a new movie?
Oh, shoot. No.
Are we getting the original Sandlot?
Yeah.
Nice.
No way.
Yeah.
That is going to be...
I don't know if James Earl Jones will be in it, but, you know, all the little kids will be there.
No. Yeah, and they've all
I don't
grown
know
up.
if the dog will be there, but, you know.
The Beast.
And I think it's finally time because the kid who played... was in jail for a while.
He gone.
Did all the time. So, yeah. And if you have never seen The Sandlot,
Say no
it
to
means
drugs.
we're older than you, but it's a great movie to watch.
Don't chew red men and go on the tilt-a-whirl. Don't want to do that.
Oh, my God. Now, as you can see here, we've got the piping that's going to be going down, and then you've got this big heat sink right below that, below the PCIe slot. So is that more for balance, or is that because it's covering something?
Those are covers for extra M.2 slots.
Ah.
Oh, you mean
Ooh.
this section right here?
Boom.
Aha. Yeah, so that snaps off so easy.
Yeah, so we've got a Gen 5, a Gen 5, and then probably a Gen 4.
Nice.
Katinka.
Already mentions some of those kids have aged a lot worse than others.
Don't do drugs.
Macaulay Culkin's doing great. Same with Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears. And Paris Hilton. Paris
Yeah, I will
Hilton's
say,
rocking it right now. Shout out to Paris Hilton. If you're watching our show, you're doing the Lord's work.
Here you go.
She knows what's up.
Let's see here. Zeke, the ghost bunny boy. Hi, Zeke. Asks, why do most cases use 120 millimeter fans and rarely use 240? That is actually a really good question.
So 120 is pretty much the case standard size. Now, a lot of cases these days, including this one, I'll show you. I'm assuming you mean 140 and not 240, but if we go, let's see, right here. We'll go to the...
Overhead?
This is good, Jason. So you can see these holes that we've got in. This is for 120 fans, these slots. But you can see there's this extra slot that we don't have screws in. And this is for if we were using 140 millimeter fans. So a lot of cases have that built in now, but 120 is definitely still the most popular fan.
Oh. Mean Business says, definitely not Britney Spears, dog. She's gonzo. Leave Britney alone. There we go. I actually need to get that on a sound clip so I have it on a profile button. That'd be hilarious.
Oh, Paul.
Huh.
Okay.
Save that one for you.
Woohoo.
So he's pulling out the guards that sit that sit in front of all the areas so you can make sure you've got things stacked correctly. And he's taking out two because it's a double. Now this card, because the smaller case, this card's going to be really big in there. So how are we going to handle the weight? Got the button.
This card isn't too heavy, so sometimes we'll put an anti-sag bracket for heavier cards, but this one isn't heavy enough where we think that that's necessary.
Ordy says, I'm the same age as Tom Cruise, 1 year older than Johnny Depp. A, that's amazing. B, that's cool. And C, I like both of their movies. Cooler Master had a few cases that came with 240 millimeter intakes, Joey says. I had, yeah, actually, you're right. Because the PC that I built, my original, very, very first stream PC, was a Cooler Master. It was vented on all sides and just one giant fan in the front. That was its cooling. It didn't even have an exhaust fan. But now that you mentioned it, yeah, you're right. I completely blanked on that.
Tom Cruise was 64. My goodness.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Mission Impossibles came out, 30 years ago in the 1900s.
Scientology will keep you looking young.
It will. Just keep paying your dues.
I'm 50. So.
Definitely look younger than 50, DJ.
Thank you. I feel that every time I end up in a class reunion dinner or something, and I keep asking my friends, I'm just going, what did you do?
Meth.
Moisturizer. Good Lord. Sam Fox. Hey, Sam. How's it going? Says, I have no GPU in Intel Evo i5. Please, please, please. And it does not run any games good.
We do have a giveaway going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
We got some options.
Yeah, we got codes up in chat.
Yep. Make sure you grab those codes.
After show, there might be a code section.
There's going to be a bunch of codes given out today.
Do you not see what's in the background right here? Oh, does this maybe look a little
Familiar.
A little dream, Connie?
Woo!
Oh.
And that's what we're giving away. It's going to be rad. Now, as you're tying all these things up, what's the most important thing to keep in mind, Zach, so that you've got it properly managed?
Yes. So with this being a modular power supply, we only have the cables plugged in that are needed, which is very nice. You can go ahead and kind of pre-tie up some stuff. But ideally, you just want to pass the cables. Like Paul mentioned earlier, the 6x2 8 pins are for your graphics cards. You want to pass those around to plug in your graphics cards. The 4x4s are for your CPU, so you'll want to pass those around to get up top. And then your 24 pin to power your motherboard is also important. You want to get that passed through. And then you definitely don't want to forget the back side. Some cases do have SATAs that will need to be plugged in. This case does not, but we do have our fan hubs. So to power our fans, we definitely need to make sure that those get plugged in. And then the same thing for our hard drives. If we have any hard drives or SSDs, we want to make sure that we run our data lines and power lines so that those all work.
One thing to keep in mind is if you have to change something out in your system, there's a great shot of it. If you have to change something out in your system and that requires you to have to get into your cables, take a picture from every angle you can and then take a video, because then you've got everything you need. And everybody's got a camera phone, so why not? Looks great. Flustered Potatoes says moisturizer and FPS goes a long way. Yes, yes, it does. Is there a code for the DreamCon giveaway? Yeah, we've had 3 so far, I believe. 3 or 4. They're up higher in the chat.
Don't worry if you missed out on some. I missed out on installing thermal paste on this unit back here, so I will be installing thermal paste, and I do have a couple of codes that I will be giving out. So if you need a couple codes, hang out.
Yep. And then after they're done streaming, I got more codes. Yay.
Today is the code day.
Tuesday, the code day. All right. Now, while they put this beautiful piece of machinery back together, I want to take you on an adventure so that you can find out how you can get your hands on one of these amazing CLX PCs. In just a second. There we go. At CLX Gaming, we try and make everything as easy as possible for you to get the PC of your dreams, and that's going to work and do what you need it to do. They come up. We got 4 sizes. We've got Scarab, Horus, Set, and Raw. That is, you want a small form factor? We've got that. You want a giant full tower? We got that. Once you select your case, you got to find out how to put things in it, and this is where our customizer goes. So, as you can see, this is on the front side. You can choose your fans, choose potential lighting if you want, and there's tons of different fans. Look at them because there's many different options. Then we go on to the core. And the core is where you're going to get all of your nuts and bolts. So if you want Intel, we got Intel. You want AMD? We got AMD. You want NVIDIA? Yup, got it. And Radeon also got it. So literally, we've got it all. It is the... oh, that's a good question. But you can't screw it up. So if you, in this example, they've picked a graphics card that is pulls too much power than the PSU. The system's basically going to say, hey, if you want to use this power card, you're going to have to use one of these PSUs. If you want to use this PSU, you're going to have to use one of these power supplies or graphics cards. Once you fix that little yellow button, goes right back to green. I don't know why my mouth is dried up. Now, everything else you can find in here, and you can always take a look. We've got your hard drives or motherboards. Let's start with motherboards. We've got a ton of different motherboards, and it's all dependent upon what processor you have. So if you choose an Intel processor, you're going to get to see Intel boards. If you choose a AMD Ryzen, you're going to choose an AMD Ryzen board. And the reason that's great is because you don't have to get confused over, like, is this going to work with this? Yikes. Now, we got RAM. RAM comes in many different forms. You can get it naked. You can get it without RGB. You can get it with RGB. You know, if you get it with RGB, it's extra XP.
That's called trustless RAM.
But the thing that you want to pay attention to is the top tab up there, you'll see, because that's where you're going to choose your speed. If you want 6,000, choose the 6,000. Or 5,600? 5,800, my bad. Why is this not up? There we go. But make sure you choose that so that you know what you're going to be getting, because you're going to have to make a choice on that one. And it does matter because different boards do different things. Obviously, you choose your power supply here. You can go with a modular or unmodular. You've got cable mods that can replace the cables so that it all looks really fancy and nice as it goes in there. I have them on my machine. I love them. I love them. Operating systems, speakers, or sound cards, and more. Play around in there. Trust me, there's many times I have just sat and built a $12,000 PC just because I thought it was cool. On the next thing is going to be, that's where, we do carry Elgato Stream Decks. I did not realize we did that. How long have I been doing this show? Good Lord. All right. Now, over to the next one, the Foundry. The Foundry is where it gets real hot and heavy. First of all, you're going to get to choose whether you want an AIO and what kind of AIO, because some of them, they all have different features on the front pump. And there are some that are exceedingly better than others when it comes to just what they can do. Now, if you want to do an open loop, you can do an open loop, and that is an option too. We also give you an option to upgrade things. Upgrade your thermal paste. We can overclock your GPU. We can overclock your CPU, or we can do all three or two of your choice. So from there, it goes on to the accessories area, which is my favorite. When I say we're a one-stop shopping center for all things PC, I'm not kidding. So first off, you can get a chance to get one of these cool t-shirts, hats, caps, windbreakers. They're awesome. I have the purple and the red. Love them. In the fall, they are perfect for me. Then we've got our keyboards. You want a keyboard? Sure. What kind of a keyboard? Do you want it to be corded or wired or wireless? Do you want it to have a 10 key, or do you want it to be short, like a TKL, like this one? Gross. No 10 key on it. And I heard that. We got them all different kinds. Now you want a mouse? Same thing. You want it wired or wireless. And then there's many different kinds and styles of mice, from ergonomic to your super competitive mice. You've got lots of different options here. And then we go over to our headsets or controllers. A lot of people we know play a lot of Star Citizen, and flying is also really amazing if you once you get into the right system. And we've got controllers for that, which is amazing. You can also get a PC controller like a Xbox controller, but if you look at that, there's all the things, including shifters for racing games. Now, headsets. Once again, wired, wireless. We got both of them from a multitude of different manufacturers, and different ones have different ratings, so definitely check that out. We also carry mics for those of you who are looking to get into streaming, or you just don't want to sound like you're going through a headset mic when you're gaming. We carry several different mics. The one that I love is the Beacon mic and the Beacon Mix Create. Oh my God, that's a great combo. Mix Create can help you control your stream, and the mic is probably the best USB mic I've ever heard. It's fantastic. We've got speakers in case you need some sound. You're like, I don't care about the headphones. I want the extraordinary experience. Yeah, we can do that. Monitors is the other one that I want to talk about real fast. The resolution for monitors, pay attention to that. That's the max resolution. So if you want something that's 1440, you can get something that's 1440. And know that anything else above that is going to handle 1440. Now, back onto the list. There we go. And then from there, we've got NPC screens, packaging, more cards, routers, and even a chair. So literally, your one-stop shopping center. Now, that being said, I know that's probably a lot of information for people. It gets a little overwhelming. So that's why we have the RTS, the RTS section, which is our ready to ship. These are PCs that have already been built, and they come in 4 different designs. There is the entry, mid-range, high performance, and ultra performance, which is incredible. But look at those to kind of get a cast on your price tag. So if you know what your budget is, take a look at what that's going to get you ish, and then you can get one and customize it and make it your own. They've all been tested. They're sitting in a warehouse, and who knows, they may just be yours. You're looking for a home. So, with all that being said, for all of your future PC needs, gaming or otherwise, head on over to clxgaming.com and see what we can do for you. All right. You said potato?
Fluster Potato asked if we have like a guide to how to choose. I would recommend going to the RTSs and kind of just playing around there.
Yeah.
Over on the left side, you can pick like your resolution or a game that you want to go for. And then it will hone in your searches. And then like DJ did say, if you want to customize anything, like let's say you like one of those RTSs, but there's not enough memory in it for you or not enough storage, we can add stuff to that. So anything you need, we can definitely get you set up with.
And by the way, we did have a code drop. It's a code. This one's worth 200 extra entries, and that is going to be Dream-U2HG. So U2 like the band, HG like the gardening channel. Uniform 2 Halo Golf. That's how you're going to do it. So, there we go. Now, I'm so excited for this because, again, Liam the streamer says, will a GTX 1650 fit in an Optiplex 3020 mini tower case?
Which graphics card?
MSI, the MSI GTX 1650.
Optiplex
1650?
It's an Optiplex 3020.
Usually the stuff from them is going to be pretty proprietary. So even if it could fit, it might not have the right slots. It looks like, just by me looking at this without knowing for sure, you're going to need a low profile. Yeah, you're definitely going to need a low profile card because it doesn't have support for full length. But any of those big box brands like that, a lot of times their components are custom made for the case. So unlike us where we use high-end brands and components where you can customize and swap things out, you can't always do that. in these other machines.
Yeah. And before we turn this beautiful machine on, well, I did mention something when I was blabbing on about the website. I love it. clxgaming.com. What do I mean when I said they've been tested?
Yeah, so our testing process is pretty extensive. We're going to give you all a little peek into that once we finish up here. I'm actually going to show you a little bit of how we test machines on this one that we just built, and then we're going to do some gaming on it. But the first thing we do when these go to testing is we set the BIOS, so we'll make sure our RAM speed is set correctly. All of our storage devices are showing up, so our M.2s, our hard disk drives, all that good stuff. If you opted for overclocking on the website, that's where we would set the overclock. And then once your BIOS is set, we'll load the operating system, which 99% of the time is going to be Windows, but we do offer all the other ones as well. If you're in a Linux or something else, we can do that. And then once the operating system's loaded, we stress test the system for 12 hours. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that on this. And then we're going to do some gaming on it. So the main thing to take away from our testing process is we do a 12-hour burn-in, make sure everything's stable, and we also do not install any bloatware on these machines. If you get Windows 11, we're only going to put Windows 11 on here. You're not going to get a bunch of different antivirus or anti-malware softwares that you don't want, or any of those.
Toolbars or...
Yeah. None of that crap that you don't want on your PC. You just get a fresh, clean install of your operating system, and that's it.
And the artwork is absolutely incredible. Mad shout out to Nicole and Kyle who did this. And I do want to say this is not all PCs you want. I put them out so it can be seen, but I can't see the back. Although the back of my PC is awesome. This is one of those that I would say put it at the end of your desk where you can pay attention and just enjoy all the scenes because it's rad. It's super rad.
Stick a mirror behind it.
There you go.
And if you're playing Ouija, well, get a squeegee. Now, are we ready? Oh, there we go. And it's going. Nice. Pull back and get a shot of that real quick. That is, again, my favorite case. I think it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And then eventually the lights will switch over to purple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we can set the lights. So we wire up these cases to be controlled, the RGB to be controlled with remote, and then it's also wired into the motherboard. So you can use motherboard software and do a whole bunch of cool stuff with that. But yeah, Zach will grab the remote here in just a sec and change it to purple. Purple probably is one of the most requested colors in this build.
Yeah. It's awesome. And once again, all the fans, all the fan lighting is fantastic. It's really bright in there, but now you can see how much airflow is going to be coming in and being pushed out. So, good way. Drax the Destroyer says, I want it! Yes, we all do. Seraphim, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. Now, there it is. That's my favorite right there.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Welcome to death. Okay, so with that being said, this show is going to happen in two parts. In just a few minutes, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you're going to spend the afternoon with Zach and Paul as they build more PCs and game on that PC. So you're going to see exactly how this thing works now that we put it together. What? That's awesome. So this show happens every Tuesday and Thursday starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 2 Eastern. We are on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick on Tuesdays. And on Thursdays, we're exclusively on TikTok. You don't want to miss those either. If you want to catch up on all of our social media and find codes, you can find codes at YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads. You can also find codes in our Discord with a bunch of other like-minded gaming PC enthusiasts at discord.gg/CLXgaming. And the other place you can find codes is on my stream. So, with that being said, on behalf of, I'm going to say Nicole and Kyle for design, Paul and Zach, I'm DJ Glow PDX. Don't go away. We've got more coming up after the break. We'll be right back.
Zach's going to give out more codes in a sec.
I got lots of codes.
Turn my head with a side flip. I know you like it. Baby,
Yo, 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 yo! What is up, DreamCon? I mean, what is up, people? I know all of you guys are here for a beautiful DreamCon build. We've got one here in the studio with us right now. I'm spinning it around because, you know what, I like the back too much. That's how I had it when I built it. I messed up while building this live at DreamCon. So now is when you guys are going to benefit from that. I do hope you guys can type at 120 words per second. I cannot do that, but we might be doing some codes at breakneck speed. So either have a pen and paper ready to write down or have a little notepad open so you can type. Because I am going to be spitting some facts today. Okay, you going right there. So if you guys were down at DreamCon, you got to see on Sunday morning me stand up on a stage in front of everybody and build this beautiful giveaway, and then we gave it away to a crowd member. We also have a second machine that is being given away as well. DreamCon was amazing. 10 of 10, have already asked to go back next year because it was a super fun event. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. No thermal paste. No thermal paste. What would that cause or do? That could cause some damage, but the technology that we have on these systems today, it would turn itself off before it overheated and did too much damage. But boom, that was all we needed right there. That was all we needed. I cannot remember the name of the chica who won this, but I am super excited to be getting it out to you here soon. Okay, let me do a little bit of 1, a 2. There we go. Will there be any new codes, or will just be giving out previous codes? Oh man, well, boy howdy, I will tell you. As far as I know, these are codes that no one has seen or heard before. Paul and I forgot that Nicole sent us a message about our codes, and we were just too excited to be like, you know what, there's so much going on, we'll wait till the very end when people are like, I need codes, I want a free computer. We have a free computer and we have codes. So with that being said, are you guys ready? I will be reading out some codes. Okay, step number 1, there are dashes. It will be Dream dash CLX dash AMD dash. Learn that the hard way. There are dashes, so don't forget that if I say Dream blah 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 blah, if I say Dream F3VX, that means that there is a hyphen in between the Dream and the F3VX. I'll just do that first one slow. Or, you know, like if it's a CLX WAJV, that means it's CLX hyphen WAJV. Or if it's AMD IE2M, that means it's AMD hyphen IE2M. Does everybody know the rules of the game? All right, once I finish this little run right here, oh, don't worry, Hashim, there are a lot. You're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You are going to get 2,100 codes. I'm not good at math, so I don't know if it's 2,100 or 21,000. But, all right, DREAM F3VX, DREAM K7GT, DREAM N4QH, DREAM Z8MC, DREAM 6LJP, DREAM A2RW. Look at this DreamCon case. Look at how beautiful it is. CLXWAJV, CLXWJX4, CLXXNVZ, CLX, oh wow, there's a lot of X, XXRX, CLXXXRX. Oh, and then I'm gonna show some panels off again. What are those codes for? Those codes are for this DreamCon giveaway. Not this one right here. This one's already given away, but we do have another one that we will be giving away on the Monday, Tuesday of next week. Monday is when the last day is. Tuesday is when we will be drawing it live on our show. All right, and the last code kickoff we've got AMD IE2M. AMD IV65, AMD IWRT, AMD IZ8X, AMD J6CF, AMD J76S, AMD KPH1. And our last panel, which is a glorious window for the DreamCon AMD build. We've got the 9060 XT. We've got terabyte NVMe. We've got, I believe, 32 gigs of DDR5. It is, what are all those for? All those are for this DreamCon giveaway. You can't win this one, but we have another one. And DJ is going to be giving more codes away as well. All right. I don't feel bad for not being able to do this on the show till now. Boom! It looks so pretty. I do feel bad that we didn't get to see how pretty this looked because it looks so pretty. All right. I'm going to get this into testing for 12 hours. I'm going to, you ready? I am going to kick it over to Paul, where he is going to be showing you guys some of the fun stuff that we get to do behind the scenes. And remember, he is on AMD Ryzen 7 9850 X3D with on a X870 Aorus Elite motherboard, 32 gigabits of 6,000 megahertz, and a 9070 XT 16 gigabyte graphics. Go ahead and take it away, Paul.
Alrighty, guys. So what you guys are seeing right now on your screen is the PC that we just built, this beautiful Oracle. So as we mentioned in the main show there, we're going to show you a little bit of our testing process. If you're just now joining or you joined recently, we just built this PC on the main part of our show. And here in the after shows where we do a little bit of gaming, some testing on these PCs, kind of a good excuse for me to get paid at work and play some games. So I love this part. So starting out, we always like to show you a benchmark. Now, we use a few different benchmarking softwares here at CLX. This is one of them, 3D Mark. It's a well-known one. If you're in the PC world and you've ran any benchmarks, you've probably heard of 3D Mark. It is a great one to use. So this is part of our testing process. Once they're built and go into testing and we've got our BIOS set and Windows loaded, this really gets into the main part of the testing process. So I'm going to show you guys what this 3D Mark looks like when we run it through. It's a pretty short run. It's about a minute long. And as you can see, when you've got 3D markup here, it shows you your system, gives you some specs. Like Zach mentioned, the CPU in this one is a AMD Ryzen 7 9850X 3D. Our graphics card is the AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT. So we're going to go ahead and click Run here, and it's going to start the Steel Nomad test. So a few things that this does right here at the beginning, it's just gathering up our system info. So that's like the info that we just read and showed there. It's probably going to look at memory and all that stuff as well. And then it's going to start the test. So when it starts this test, it's basically just a video that plays, but it is designed to really test your components and make sure that they are working under a heavy load. So there's going to be 3 numbers at the bottom that we're going to talk about once this loads in. The first one, everyone is already going to know if you're a gamer. It's FPS, just frames per second that we are getting in the test. So you'll see that here in just a sec. These videos are always just really cool to watch. If you haven't seen it before, it's pretty entertaining. There's a few different ones that they've done over the years. All right, so we're getting started here. You can see our FPS is about 66 to 68. Now it's going to cut through different scenes, so it's probably going to change as we're playing. You can see it went down to 60 as it cut over here. So that's just something to keep an eye on for our FPS. The middle number there that says frame, and that number is just constantly ticking up, that is the frame of the test that we are on. So you're just going to see that go up, up, up until the end. It's not FPS, don't confuse it with that. But that number is really important because if maybe this test causes our PC to crash, maybe there's an issue with our graphics card or our processor, and we notice, hey, when I run this benchmarking test, it always crashes at frame 1386. Well, what happened on there? Did we change scenes and go to something more processor demanding or graphics card demanding? It can assist you in troubleshooting. And then the last number there on the right is time. That's just how many seconds have gone by in the test. You can see that test is about a minute. So we run a lot of these here. Like I said, this is just a little smidge of what the testing process is here, but we find that a lot of you guys enjoy seeing it, so we like showing it too. And then once the test ends, you're going to get a score, a Steel Nomad score. So this is the Steel Nomad 3D Mark test that we did. So you want to see this number in green. Now this number might change a little bit if you run it again. It might stay the exact same. That's okay. What we want to see is it in green. And so what this number does is tells you that everything is running as it should. Now, obviously, if this dial was in red, we'd have an issue. But a cool thing with some of these benchmarking programs is that you can compare it with people of the same hardware that have run this test as well. You can validate the score online. You can compare it. So you'll see a lot of content creators in the PC world try to go for high scores. We have some testers in our R&D department that will chase scores. Now, to get this number up, we could overclock our CPU, maybe run it on liquid nitrogen and just overclock it like crazy and try to get the highest score with a 9850X 3D. And you can do the same thing with the video card. So that's how you would get this this number up, but this looks really good. Obviously, it gives you an estimated game performance here, so you can pick your game. Gives you obviously an FPS counter at what resolution. So if we drop down 1080, 1440, all this good stuff. Some other stuff that this gives you, there's a lot of information here. So down here in the detailed monitoring section, this gives you your FPS throughout the whole test. So you can see that there. It's pretty consistent, which is good. It's not going to stay the same the entire time. We wouldn't want to see that anyways. Temperatures, we obviously got our CPU and our GPU temp. All those look really, really good. You're going to see the highest temperatures right at the beginning. And the reason for that is right when your system gets the load, so your graphics card and processor are running really fast. And now once the system detects that, okay, I'm using my CPU and my GPU a lot, the fans on those components are going to speed up as well. So that's why you see our CPU start out really high and go down from here. Now our GPU, it's a little bit of the opposite because our GPU was cool and the fans were already spinning. But these temps are amazing, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me, or I wouldn't even be concerned if these were at like ADC or something like that. So 65 about average for our CPU temp and about 51 for our GPU. Those are great numbers. Then obviously here we've got our percentage of load. So our GPU load was at 100% that whole time, which is great. Our CPU load was not very high, which is okay. That just means that this is more of a GPU focused test. There are benchmarking softwares that test your CPU where you would probably see this inverted. So that's what that is. Frequency is just what everything was running at since our CPU load, our GPU load was at 100%. You're going to see this be pretty consistent across the board. But yeah, that's a little insight to our benchmarking softwares and part of our testing process. But next up, the part that might be more exciting to some of you guys is we're going to play some games on it. So we got a few different games in our library. I've been really loving Forza Horizon 6, and it is a great game to show the graphical performance of these cards. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we used the Radeon RX 9060 XT, and it ran amazing on this game. Today, we've got a Radeon RX 9070 XT, so it's going to perform even better. So I'm expecting buttery move frames, lots of detailed particle effects when we crash our system into whatever it is. So yeah, let's just get started on here. And while I'm getting in the game, Zach, if you want to update everybody on where you're at on the build.
Oh yeah. All right. I am building a machine that was purchased off of clxgaming.com. So if you want to, you could get an identical one. This today is CLXZ. Don't forget to put a hyphen in there or a dash. Today I have an AMD Ryzen 7 5700 processor. We're going to be cooling that off with a nice little heat sink that comes in the nice little box. Always fun to play with. We have a ASRock Bravo 550 Phantom Gaming 4 for our motherboard. Very good entry-level motherboard there. 16 gigabytes of 3600 DDR4 memory modulars today. We have a 1 terabyte G50. This is perfect drive for operating system and a couple of games. Maybe not, your Call of Duty or your Fortnite. Having both of those games on there, but you could choose one. Flip a coin. We do have a beautiful Zotac 5060 today. This is that sweet 8 gig version. And our 750 watt power supply. And a beautiful Talos E2 Elite case from GameDS. All right, ZANC. Hold on, let me double check because some of the I's here, I can't tell if they're I or a 1, but that was a Dream. Or no, that was a CLX. No, that was not. Z8. It's Dream ZZ8 MC. As in mic check. What about CLX XZ? X in BZ. CLX. That would be a V instead of a B. Xylophones. Knights. Wait, no. Knight as in it's night out, not night as in I'm a knight in shining armor knight. Victory as in vampires. And then Zulu zebras or Zachary's. Bam. I can rehash those later on so that the late comers can get them as well. No worries. I will definitely go back over them again later in the episode. I'll probably close the episode out that way. So if you know how long it takes to build a computer, you can hang out and watch. You can ask as many questions as you need to, and we will solve all of the mysteries. You know what? That's an ASRock motherboard, so I'm already just going to go ahead and install the 10th standoff. Need to learn the phonetic alphabet, my man. You mean Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel. You mean all that stuff? Yeah, we don't. Or I can just make up fun words and everybody else can guess about them. If I'm saying Bravo or or Vampire. Oh man, we got the Supra.
With the Integra Type R, baby.
Oh,
This is my favorite car in the game right here.
yeah.
I love this one.
I had a friend that had a Teddy, and that was a fun car to play around with. She had it riced out for sure.
I would love this one to have.
Do better, youngins. Oh, that hurts. Machine, we're the same age. "17 fresh codes. Thanks, my man. No.
Okay, Paul. What's
Thank
next?
you. Damn. Oh.
Okay, Paul. I have sent you
Oh.
on to the next May's day trips. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Oh. Okay. 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 Paul.
What
Could
up?
you entertain the masses for me while I run back to the back and grab the IO shield for a D550 Phantom Gaming 4?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Can I get muted real quick?
Alrighty, guys. So it is nighttime here in Japan.
Check the playlist for new season racing and enjoy it from the road.
This car had in this game was the JDM front end conversion. If you're familiar with the Integras, you know what I'm talking about. If not, the Japanese Integras had a different front end, like a different front bumper with different headlights, and the JDM one looks way cooler in my opinion. Maybe they think the American one's cooler over there. I think it's probably a rarity thing. But so we are on our way to our first race. This obviously isn't the fastest car in the game, but I love it. I used to be really into racing and had a 96 Eclipse and all that back in the day. I haven't really done that in a long time, but this Integra is super fun. So if you haven't played Forza or Horizon 6, it is a really, really fun game if you're into this. It's a really good balance between like an arcade racer versus a sim racer. So you don't have to take it like super seriously, but you still need to be pretty smart with your braking and whatnot. You can't just fly through every turn in a crash and everything. A lot of times on the races on like the tight turns, there won't even be a wall to crash into. So like at Need for Speed Underground 2, you could just like whip yourself into the wall and keep going, so you didn't really have to slow down for turns. Or on this, you'll go like flying off the correct course, and you'll get punished for it. So I think that's a good feature to have. It's also really fun to just drive around. I find myself doing that a lot. Like I haven't progressed very far in the story just because it's just so much fun to drive through and explore the map. They've got a whole bunch of little stuff. You can get little boards that you can break with your card to give you XP. And then you'll find stuff like this. Like you'll just see a car for sale on the side of the road. And typically these cars that are for sale are cheaper than if you bought them at the dealership. So I found a Hummer EV. I think we will buy this. It's 25% off. I guess we'll drive it. We might as well drive it. Let's check out our new Hummer. I saw one of these the other day in my neighborhood.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Thanks, Paul.
Yes, sir. I'm 0.7 miles away from my race.
Woohoo!
Have you seen these Hummer EVs before?
They are, I think, one of the first like electric trucks.
Okay, yeah. They look cool.
Those guys even came out before the Tesla trucks, the Cyber trucks did.
We'll take it off-roading a little bit.
I don't know how. I think that's like what my Australia guys are covering right now, is they've been doing tests on the hybrids and the electric vehicle trucks to see how they operate off-road.
Oh, okay.
Listen up, day trippers and thrill seekers.
Look at these
We're about to
cars.
set off on a day trip, and I'll be your
Classic
host.
ones.
On this outing, we will navigate the mountain roads, taking in the epic views from up high, before heading into the cold, snowy climes. So set your climate control to toasty, and let's roll out.
Too bad that wasn't a Carrera Safari. I bet you could get a Carrera Safari in this game.
That would be pretty
These
cool.
cars with the pleasure
Have
of
you ever
driving
seen
today
those,
have
Paul?
all
The
been racing teams
911
in fierce competition,
Boxster
both on the
Safaris?
track and in the paddock, shaping
Lifted,
motorsport
big
for
ol'
years to come.
BFG
Driving along
tires
with
on
us
them.
is a car that changed the course of automotive history, the Lamborghini Miura P400, created as the fastest production car in the world in 1966. Keep in mind, this was the first time ever the public had seen a high-performance production road car with a mid-engine, rear-wheel drive layout.
That is
For a true sports car,
a nice
this is now
system,
considered the blueprint
pretty
for
fairly strong
ultimate
system.
performance.
Yeah, you'd
This
probably be
route
able
leads
to
the Six
do a bit of
Senses ski
gaming on
resort,
it and some
covered
streaming on it.
as you are about to experience in year-round snow. Perfect for a snowboarding holiday, or you just want to go extreme off-road. Pack a hot drink, and you're good to go.
This old Lambo is so
Coming up is one of my
thin.
favorite parts of this particular excursion, the Yuki
Super like low to the ground.
Yeah, it's a 1966.
The Tateyama Kurobe Alpine route carves through the thick snow, creating these man-made snow corridors. Depending on snowfall, these walls can reach a height of 20 meters in
Or
height,
do they let you look
or
under the hood?
66 feet, if that's
What's
how you
that?
visualize
Do
it.
they let you look under the hood?
I don't know. I think you can in the garage. Sorry guys, I got spun around.
Heads up, sharp right turn onto the snow when we come out of the
Alright,
corridor.
NVMe.
Stay alert.
Install super easy, just like that. And screw.
A little spoiler alert for the end of our excursion. What goes up? That's right, must come down. I'm sure many of you have taken to the slopes
Alright,
here,
there we
but
go,
this
there we
place
go.
is
You go
significant.
there. That's it.
If you remember back to Nakamoto Midori-san and her wristband event, well, it was at this very resort where she earned a part of Horizon Japan history, and you are very close to where she set off from. Did you know that there are monsters in this area? That's right. Yeah, no kidding. Snow monsters. Alright. Not actual monsters, but they look like them.
Ooh, that's full on
The
snow.
comes down so heavy,
We're driving up a mountain right
this
now.
shape and jacket of fluffy snow frozen in place by the
I'm
cold
just
wind.
promise.
And if you squint,
Snow.
We're gonna be going back down the mountain
Yeah,
at some point.
sliding back down.
Yeah.
Side swipe. Oh, you got to do the, what is it? Slaloming? Is that-
Well, I hope you enjoyed the
I was never good at that.
drive up the mountain road to this point to
Oh dang.
Ooh, you went from old school to freaking future.
Yep.
slide, get air.
And we're gonna go down a ski run.
Ah,
Here we go.
yeah.
Oh
Those
man.
tires have spikes in them.
Here we go.
Let's be honest, there's only one choice. The Hurricane Storato.
Oh my god.
So you know exactly what this car wants to do.
Drifted in the snow. Oh, this is sick.
Yeah. How come this isn't a real sport?
What's that?
How come this isn't a real sport?
For real.
Go run to some instead. Launch some cars down the snow and Top Gear's done so much stuff.
400 yards. Turn right.
Stayed in it.
Turn right.
How big's your collection so far? How many cars
Is-
are in your garage?
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
I don't even know
Do
how
you have
many.
like unlimited space, or do you have to like keep buying garage space?
Yeah, I think you have unlimited space, or I haven't run into space issues yet. Okay, I'm gonna keep this going and launch it off the mountain.
Yeah.
So, oh, what? Oh, come on, let me keep my
From
speed.
here, show everyone else how it's done.
Please let me keep
I
my
hope you
speed.
enjoyed that day trip. And
Or if they're
let me
like,
tell
you don't get the
there's a
Lambo
lot
anymore.
more to see
Thanks, mate.
Too many crashes.
You
I've got
can
my
do
own
this about
Lambo.
yourself. See you all very soon.
Oh, I'm back in my Hummer.
Let's go with the Beamer.
Let's see. I think this is where the ski runs were. Oh, wait. Now we have to pick a car to go launch.
Woo!
Let's see, what should we launch? Take our Koenigsegg, McLaren.
All right, I have our motherboard built, I have our graphics card open, and I am about to be done prep tying up our power supply. Our power supply is a non-modular power supply, so we do have all of these extra cables on here that we might not be using. So I have our 12 volt high power cable all wrapped up. I have our SATA Molex cables all wrapped up. Our beautiful 5060 only requires one 8-pin, so I am wrapping up the other 8-pin for the VGA cables. And after this, all we have to do is just drop everything. So you guys can see just how quickly prep work does before we go in, and all we have to do is just install. So essentially what I've got out of my power supply cable management that I've done right here is I've got 3 groups of cables bundled up, and they all go sit right inside. And I've got my 3 cables that I will be using all ready. And as you can also see, I've done just a little bit of light prep on our case. Because we don't have any radiators in here, all of our fans, I plugged everything into our little fan hub already, in this little green box right there, and have all of my fans tied up. So all of these cables right here are just our case cables, which is going to be our USBs and our front panels and our HD audios. So we can put a timer on, and we'll have this thing done in 15 minutes. I guarantee. They are saying the GTR is 4-wheel drive, Paul. Which GTR is your favorite GTR though? The new one or the old one? The 34 or the 32?
I've got both of them.
Yeah!
I'll switch to them here in a sec.
We got a couple of right side drivers in town. I've seen them. I think one of them's a Air Force man.
Let's see.
A McConnell man.
Okay, so we got the newer one. And then we've got the 1971. This one's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll drive the newer one because I'm trying to get big air off this jump. Here we go. It handles really well. All right, here we go. Oh boy.
And again, that is a Ryzen 7 9850X3D with a 9070 XT. Very, very good setup right there.
Oh my goodness. Gonna get our license taken away. Board I gotta break is on there.
You ever see the movie Gamer, Paul?
Gamer?
With Gerard Butler
Oh yeah, yeah.
and Peter Millark from from the Hunger Games.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, imagine if that's how the cyber vehicles drive. It's like a drone operator.
That would be cool.
Someone's just like, let's send this car this way.
That would be so awesome. All right, we need something a little faster. Let's see. Pull out one of our Lambos. All right. Now it's time to do a big jump. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh!
ka-ting.
Oh!
You're gonna make the road. You're
Yes!
gonna make the road.
Yes!
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, baby.
Man, that was so close.
Yeah.
The perfect.
Oh.
The suspension blown.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you can afford that car, you can afford the suspension.
That's right.
It'd just be this is Whistling Diesel or whatever that guy is. Whoever that guy is.
Oh. Almost broke the tree. Look at the way this 9070 XT crushes all these trees.
Oh yeah.
Oh! We found the beach. Oh man.
Start doing donuts, Paul. Try and break
some donuts. Here we go. Oh yeah.
On behalf of Horizon Pulse, Amy Simpson and my mum, who's been helping me in the booth, we hope you enjoyed that. Come on, Mum.
All right. Stage 1. Complete. Step 2. Let's put some graphics up in this case. You can play so many video games in here. Woo! Oh yeah. We call this the bunk bedroom.
Okay, we got to do better. We can get 3 stars, and we only got 2 stars on that jump. So I'm going to go further back and try to get more speed. There's like a small curve in the road, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And this car's got really good handling, so.
That'll bleed some speed.
Alright. Here we go. Try this again. Alrighty. Oh, we might go. We made it over the road.
Yeah!
3-star. Yep, that's what we needed.
Oh, you're supposed to make it to that road.
Yeah. Sick.
Okay, so now we need to get somebody with a truck and trailer on the road, and then you jump and you land on the trailer, and then they drive off. They did that in that one movie
Yep.
with Vin Diesel, that Triple X movie. They didn't land it on the trailer, they just drove it off the bridge as they were making fun of that one guy. What, Jason? Oh, I haven't seen that one. Yeah, I don't know anything about Fast. Anything after Fast 5? Yeah, that's not a part of the storyline.
Oh my gosh. We almost did a barrel roll.
Alright. RGB for fans is done. We'll just to lumberjack. Yeah, Paul is, that's why he's growing his beard out. He is a lumberjack.
Yep.
He has to make his daily quota of destroying cars and cutting trees down.
Mm-hmm. This is way more efficient than a chainsaw.
And cheaper.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you can see now, all I have to do is just shove in that power supply and mount it up, and then plug in those 3 cables and zip tie them to where they need to be. And we are good to go.
Alright, I should try to stay on the road now. Nope. An XP board.
Oh, your glass is missing, Paul.
Is gone. Weight reduction.
Insurance is gonna love you.
Yeah.
Is that like Star Citizen? You got lifetime insurance on your vehicles there?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh my. It's so funny just catching air off little ridges and stuff in the forest. This Lamborghini off-roads really well.
I think they have an off-road edition. That was one of their cars.
This looks like it's just begging me to drive off.
The ultimate bench test. Star Citizen.
Oh yeah.
Avoid the plants. Well, yeah, you know, that's the difference. Metal beats rock, or metal beats wood.
That's right. This is like what I just love doing in the game. It's just so fun to just drive around. Like, I don't even know on where I am on the story, but
Yeah, not do it.
it's
Like,
so
oh,
fun.
here's a car here. Let's get this.
Yeah.
I've been mining my new purchased Atlas Geo myself, getting fame. Yeah, I feel like all of that is Star Citizen stuff.
I'm gonna run straight into this train.
Do it.
Or I thought that was train lights. Okay, it's a tunnel. If I see the train, I will run into it at 200 miles an hour. Whoa, it just took me... What?
You just went through the tunnel.
Oh, man.
That's called quick teleport to the other side of the map. That's actually a cool idea if that's how if that is what it is.
I think it is, actually. Unless that was the same region I was already in, I don't know. Woo!
What's your favorite thing to do in Star Citizen, Raptor? You said mining. Is that what you like to do? Do you like flying in space, or do you like being down on planets and I know they have like multiple races. They have like on-planet races and space races and dogfights. What do you like to do other than mine? And part 2 to that question, how long have you been playing the game? Because I feel like that would also be the Star Citizen. That game's been around long enough. Ship combat. Nice. Do you do any of the HOTAS or controller, not just like a Xbox controller, but like flight sticks or any of that type of equipment? We've done a couple of giveaways with Star Citizen, and nice. And hell yeah, about 10 years. It's a long time. We've done a couple of giveaways with them now. All right, that was it. That's done. Computer's built. And one of them they did a space theme with some HOTAS joysticks, and another one they did a planet theme with a steering wheel, and I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, plus that eye tracking stuff, dude. That eye track stuff looks freaking sweet. Like, I play the Hunter Call of the Wild, and it uses that Tobii eye tracker too. And I've always thought it'd be fun to like actually get the stuff at my house for that, because I think that'd be pretty fun to just look over there and blink and blah. Yeah, it's very fun game, I would imagine Star Citizen would be. How's it going, Paul?
Good. We're breaking boards and we're finding the mascots.
Ooh.
You can break XP boards, and then these little things right here.
Yeah.
The different regions have different mascots, and it's like a little checkbox thing to go do.
There you go.
I like doing that. It's like a rewarding thing to do for just driving around, exploring. Oh my gosh, we are in a neighborhood. The Lambo is stuck on a rock. Okay, cool.
Centered, you're beached.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah! Get this whale out of here. All right, everybody. You saw it here early on in the show. We're going to go over it one more time. as I leave, I'll go over them a little bit slower so you guys can hopefully jot them down a little bit easier. All right, Dream, D-R-E-A-M. What are these for? These are for the giveaways. We've got a giveaway machine going on right now. I'll show it to you. It's this beautiful DreamCon machine. Very good looking, very good looking. 10 to 10, would recommend just for this print job. But inside we got glorious AMD hardware with a beautiful graphics card in there as well. Man, I just want a case that's just the clouds. I love clouds too much. Okay, so we've got DREAM dash F3VX. DREAM dash K7GT. DREAM dash N4QH. DREAM dash Z8MC. DREAM dash 6LJP. DREAM dash A2RW. CLX dash WAJV. CLX dash WJX4. CLX dash XNVZ. CLX dash XXRX. AMD dash IE2M. AMD dash IV65. AMD dash IWRT. AMD dash IZ8X. AMD dash J6CF. AMD dash J76S. AMD dash KPH1. Those are Paul's and my codes. We have given you everything we have. We have no more. Everything we've got, you've got until Tuesday. Until Tuesday. On Tuesday is when we will be pulling our winner. So don't forget to go over to DJ's channel after this. Don't forget to go to AMD's socials. Don't forget to go to DreamCon's socials. All of those people are how this DreamCon giveaway is something that we can do. We've partnered with AMD and DreamCon for a very beautiful build. But like Paul said, the machine that we just built, all three of these machines that we have played around with today are going to go into testing for 12 hours. They will get Prime 95 test benchmark, firm marked, all of that fun stuff. Zero bloatware will be added to them, and an operating system is going to get loaded, and we will be good to go. So come back and hang out with us on Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. We will be back then. Catch you later, Scooby Gang.
See you guys.
Bye.